India's first and highest ranking lady. I invite Prevenation to welcome ma'am. She completed her schooling and obtained her BA degree in English. Later, she earned her master's degree in political science from Punjab University. She began her career as a lecturer in political science at Khalsa College and was selected to the Indian Police Service in 1972. She served as Traffic Commissioner of New Delhi, DIG, Police, Mizoram, and also Director General of Narcotics Control Bureau. She was also deputed to the United Nations as Police Advisor to the Secretary General, Department of Peacekeeping Operations. She continued her educational pursuits while serving in the Indian Police and obtained a law degree from Delhi University in 1988 and was awarded a PhD in Social Sciences by the Department of Social Sciences, Indian Institute of Technology, New Delhi. She is the founder of two NGOs, Navjyoti and India Vision Foundation, which reaches out to over 10,000 beneficiaries daily in the areas of drug abuse treatment, schooling for children of prisoners, in addition to education, training, counseling and healthcare to urban and rural poor. Her efforts has won national and international recognition, and her organization was awarded the Serge Soitroff Memorial Award for Drug Abuse Prevention by the United Nations. An online survey to identify the 100 most trusted Indians by Reader's Digest, Dr. Bedi, is ranked the third most trusted Indian in the country. In a poll conducted by the Week in 2002, ma'am was voted as the most admired woman in the country, fifth most admired Indian, and one of India's 15 icons for the year. A non-fiction feature film on Dr. Kiran Bedi's life, titled Yes Madam Sir, has been produced by an Australian filmmaker, Megan Gorman. This film has been screened in film festivals around the world, and every time it has been screened, it has received a standing ovation and a multitude of awards. Dr. Bedi is also a former All India and All Asian tennis champion, having won the Asian Ladies title at the age of 22. She has won several awards and honors, beginning with the prestigious Raymond Magsaysay Award 1994, President's Gallantry Award 1979, Joseph Beers Award 1997, Pride of India 1999, Mother Teresa Memorial National Award for Social Justice 2005. Dr. Bedi is also an author of several books, anchors radio and television shows, and is a columnist with leading newspapers and magazines. Ma'am, we the NPA fraternity is honored to have you with us today, and I invite you.
You talked about the Magsaysay Award. First of all, let me begin by saying thank you for inviting me to the National Academy. I want to thank your director, your post director, all of the faculty who played a role in getting me over to you. Because they know I love you. I love my service. And I love each one of you, truly by heart. I care for you. I'm concerned about you. And I also consider you as a very important part of my future. I'm truly here out of absolute concern for you. And I'm also here to share with you what lies ahead of you and how intertwined the country's future is with you. I do not know how closely you're observing your role, how closely you're observing your potential. How closely are you realizing your capacity and power? I do not know whether you realized it by now or not. Let me tell you, when I joined the service in 72, I did. I have realized the power of my service, power to do good, power to be just from day one of this. And therefore nothing came in my way. Which is why, from day one, I didn't only empower myself, I empowered anybody who came in contact with me. Therefore, I'm here to tell you, the service is even more powerful today just as it has more challenges, it has even more empowered. I want you to believe it. I'm not here to push on you. I'm here only to sensitize you. Something which you may know, but you must hear it from the horse's mouth. The Raman Magsaysay Award is all yours. The Magsaysay Award was not for encounters. It was bringing a positive relationship between the police and the people. If you read the citation of my Magsaysay Award ever, it's all on the website called kiranbedi.com. And if you go to the award site, and if you click, it's hyperlinked, if you click Magsaysay Award, you see the citation. It begins for bringing positive relationship between police and the people. So who says crime prevention is not a priority and is not our lifestyle? We think shooting down people, which we will if we need to, we will, to save larger society, we must. But in a very proper, lawful way. We have to. We train to shoot, but not shoot to kill. It's shoot to defend. It's shoot to save life and precious life and property. And it's not shoot to kill. It's shoot to dismember or disable, so that you can rescue the situation. It's not shoot to earn medals. It's shoot to save life and property. So this Magsaysay Award is all yours. It's to the services award. It's for the first time ever in the world, crime prevention got an Asian Nobel Prize. When I was, as I told you, from day one, I knew the potential of myself. I knew why I was joining the service. I had other options. I did choose this. I chose this as an option. Because I knew the power of policing. I'll tell you how I got to do it. I was a very sensitive girl when I was growing up. And as a 9-year-old or a 10-year-old girl, my father was once approached by a milkmaid at home. And she came and said, मेरे पति को पुलिस से बचाओ. वो उसको उठा के ले गए, गिरफ्तार करके ले गए अपने पास. रोती रोती आई. And I was around my dad and I heard that. तो किस लिए लेके जाए इसे? My daddy was a pretty influential person in the city of Amritsar. He knew anybody and everybody, and you know, when it means anybody and everybody, knowing means you know the SP and the DM. Then you know all. If you know the SP and you know the DM, you know all. So he said, वो ले गए, तो SSP साहब को फोन करो, मेरे आदमी को जो है झटका लेते, थोड़ा सा अफीम डाल दो, अफीम कर दे. So my father did call up the SP and found out क्या हुआ. And promptly, the moment it was a false arrest, and the man came back home at night. But I ought to know. I realized the power of justice and injustice this one position does. Injustice and justice. As a sensitive young girl, I found, oh God, कितना injustice कर सकते हैं और कितना तुरंत justice भी कर सकते हैं. मुझे यही बनना है. मैं भी यही बनूंगी. लेकिन justice के लिए, injustice के लिए. You see how it's impacted. So my friends, I just wanted to know, when we talk of crime prevention, and that's what you've been trained in. When I was trained here, we were trained crime prevention and detection, not detection and prevention. Isn't it the same? It is still the same. Crime prevention and detection obviously follows, so prevention doesn't fail. So I thought I'd give you a little background. Why am I here? I'm here because I wanted to be. Wanted to see you. I wanted to bless you. I wanted to let you know how important each one of you is for many, many of us in this country. And every time I do go up on the television to defend or offend, I do not know. It varies from situation to situation. I was telling Anita just now, and Milan, that when we were just over a cup of tea in the morning, how I sometimes call up the area SP, like, मुझे बताओ क्या हुआ था, before I speak in that television debate on what happened. Because I want to know what happened. I can speak the truth. If I have to defend rightly, I say I defend rightly. If I don't, then I must analyze what's the matter. Because the it's important to really know what's going right and wrong. I want you to sensitize, to be sensitized to the expectations of the people today. So there is plenty I can share with you. That's what I've come here for, to let you know how headlines you are. Police today is a headline. It's a newsbreaker. It's a newsmaker. It's breaking news every day. The choice is with us what kind of breaking news we want. Remember, when I was growing up, we were not breaking news. There was no television. There were newspapers, headlines, but there was no television. But the power of media today has gone thousands of times, and you will be in the eye of the media every day. You must be prepared. Nobody prepared us to be part of the media. We learned it our way. And many of us made our mistakes. We learned the hard way. And being shying away from the media is no more an option. You're not before the media for publicity, remember that. You're here to defend correctly your position. If you don't, somebody else will speak, and then you will be on the defense, on the run. It's better to take the bull by the horns. जी हाँ, हमारे लिए crime हुआ है, हम इसका लिए कर रहे हैं. Not in a t-shirt, but in uniform. When you face the media, not in a t-shirt, not in civilian, wear your uniform. Wear your uniform, whether you have a cap on or not, it depends on the situation. But uniform is a must. Because then speaking clear, that's another part of your course. I'm sure you are being trained, but as you go, you will have many seniors telling you, अरे मीडिया से तो दूर ही रहना, मीडिया से बात मत करना, बड़ी मुश्किल है, मुसीबत बन जाती है. There will be all kinds of messages. All I can tell you is, choice obviously will be yours, but if you're not prepared to understand why must you speak to the media, it's not for publicity, not for medals, not for glory, but for letting facts be on record with minimum words, not maximum. Then you find a hole in every word you say. Even if it's saying, yes, a case has been registered, matter is being investigated. And we almost have the clues who it is. That's enough. What are the clues? We will let you know. I think even that much takes the wind away and people don't start saying police kuch nahi karte. So I thought that would be my introductory remark for you, because I'm here to give you my life experience, because I care. Who offers life experience to the others? Why do a parent give life experience to children? Because they care. You are at the moment the children of the service. You are the generation of the service. We are the parents of the service. You know, you are 65th batch, right? I was 25th. So you are 40 years behind, in the sense, that's what I'm saying. You are the children of the batch. We are the mothers and fathers of the batch. So therefore I am here to speak as a mother of the service, no more as the child of the service, which I was at the age of 25th on the 25th batch. Now, I want you to interact with me a little and want to ask you and raise a few questions. I have my presentation through 3 parts. One is, I'm going to share with you certain incidents which have happened in the recent past and where did we come in. This is my part 1. My second part would be, we don't have a drawing board, but if you have, let's bring it. I would like to draw. I would like to draw and place you where you are. I will little sketch for you. And then the third thing is, I want to give you 10 commandments. Could you have a piece of paper and pencil with you on the table so that you can write down these thoughts? These are things to take away. Please note down what I'm going to share with you. If you have it, or take a piece of paper and write it down. And then I'm going to give you a list of 10 commandments which you must go home. It's coming out of experience. In fact, that should be a rule by you. Every time you do attend a guest lecture, you should always come with a little notebook so that you carry back notes which you like. It's a good habit actually to take along from here. Even when you're attending meetings or you're attending a lecture, always have a notebook as an IPS officer. You never know what you want to know. And it works. It helps. And a habit is a good idea. So which basically means a small little notebook sometimes in your diary, in your back pocket if you can't carry a full diary. So I have these three parts, and then I have a few slides for you, which I'll show you of some good practices which happened during my career, which may be relevant now, which may not be relevant. It's for you to pick and choose as ideas for you. Some I think are still relevant, and some are part of that history of policing which we did. So it's from only that point of view, nothing else. Let me begin with the part one of my sharing of thoughts with you. One is, look at the last few incidents which I will quickly recall. Let's talk about yesterday's stampede. Right? You all watched the news? Yes. You watched the debate? Why you don't watch it around 8 o'clock? What do you do at 8 o'clock? What do you do at 8 o'clock? Read? Read? Dinner. Or dinner can have a debate on at that time. Television debate. You can watch the debate instead of just chatting around, watch the debate. You must. That means you missed the debate. You missed the debate.
Yes.
But you need to listen to it. You can always recall their own recorded videos too. So if you missed the live video, you can always go back and watch the video, as I do. Sometimes I'm not before the television at 8. So I go back to the television channel and I go to the recording videos. You can. Today that's a benefit. If you go to the website, let's say for instance, if you want to watch what happened in the left, right and center at 8 p.m., you can go to the videos and click and you will get them. Don't you think you can get them? Why don't you? I must tell you, if you miss them all, then you're falling back in time. You're falling back in time. You're not abreast of what's going on, and your responses would be out of date. You will not know who is saying what is being of concern and agitation. It's a must. I cannot imagine any IPS officer, I'm not here to tell the IAS officer, but the IPS officer who does not follow up these debates, particularly the 8 to 9 p.m. debates, whether you see them live doesn't matter, or you see a recording, you want to find the time. Because that is real social general knowledge. Now, so let me go back to this. So that means now you've not heard most of the debates. Maybe by recorded television. By recording, right? Some of you. I would urge the NPA to find a way why they don't miss the NPA. When are you back from your food to your room? 9 is a good time for you to watch the debate. There's very good debate at 9 o'clock. No, 1 minute. Take it seriously, I'm telling you. This is my shiksha to you. This is a shiksha to you. You can just laugh it off, you can casually do it, but if you don't follow this rule, you will be behind time. 9 o'clock, as Anita says, you've got televisions in your room. Watch the 9 p.m. CNN debate. The very interesting CNN IPS debates. You can choose. There's the headlines today, there's the CNN, there's a Hindi, English channel. Choose. But 9 to 10:30, if you watch it, you'll be a different officer. You'll be a participating officer in a lot of discussions too. You'll also be able to anticipate what's going on in this country, who is doing what, who is saying what could be the strategy, what is working, what's not working. It's a regular training in social science. You cannot miss it. So when you're back, run back after your dinner at 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock onwards, watch the program. And secondly, you've got computers, go back to a certain program of a recorded video and watch the program if it's of interest. You promise you will? Yes. Promise? Yes. I promise. Say, I promise? I promise. Yes. And this is not only while you're in NPA, even after. You've got the 3Gs now on your phones. You've got 3Gs. Watch the program. You must watch it. You must be hungry for knowledge. Hungry for what's going on. You will recognize the faces कौन क्या कह रहा है और उसको कैसे डील करना. Otherwise आपको दूसरे हमेशा ये कहेंगे ये वो है इसको ऐसे करना. आपको के साथ मुझे पता है. This is a serious guidance. So please, this is one of the commandments. Okay? So write the commandments, C commandments. Number 1 commandment is you're not going to miss the evening channel debate. If it's no good, switch it off. If it's worth it, look, the cyclone has been debated so well. The stampede has been debated. There have been Muzaffarnagar riots have been debated. Raja Bhaira's case has been debated very well. Durga and Khelka's case has been debated. Nakshal attack where one of our SPs was suspended, debated. The Kumbh Mela, the success of Kumbh Mela and subsequent stampede in Allahabad has been debated. Uttarakhand failure has been debated. Mining scams have been debated. Corruption of toll gates has been debated. What's in your knowledge? You missed all these debates. You cannot. You must go and catch up. And then also while you are watching the debates, if the debate is not good, scan through the websites like the first post in, go back to some of these live websites and catch the headlines, read the narrative. This is what will make you succeed, I can tell you that. Because you'll be ahead in analysis and anticipation. You'll be able to anticipate what's coming. So A, this is called social larger awareness. And I must tell you, we police officers fall out of it. We step out of it because we don't stay abreast of knowledge. None of our police officers, because we're all working 24/7 and we miss it. So even when you miss this, even when you're not catching it live, you're being driven. Watch it while you're being driven. There are certain instruments which you should personally possess. Of course, you have your Android phones, but I want you all to invest into iPads. All of you have it? You must invest. You must invest in iPads. Whether you take a loan for it or you don't. And get 3G on it. You'll be able to watch all this while being driven, while traveling. These are investments to be made for your own enhancement of your own knowledge. By the way, this is crime prevention. When you're bright, when you're knowledgeable, when you're sharp, when you're up to date, it's actually being a strong leader. So iPad you must have, which you should have with the 3G, and that's one investment you should reward yourself after being passed out from the National Police Academy. Promise? How soon will you get it? As soon as possible. Are you getting any earlier? No. Are you getting any earlier? No. Alright, that's fine. You still spend. This is one reward you should give to yourself. And get the latest one which also has a camera in it. So you can even while on duty shoot the camera and record it. This will save you many situations. You must use your technology more. Alright. So here look at what's happened. The list of incidents I've given, tell me, is it the police you fitting in? Look the way you fitted in instantly. Where was the failure? Where was the failure? Where was the failure? Was it the Chief Minister's failure? Was it Chief Minister's failure? It is exactly the failure of the Superintendent of Police. District Magistrate even comes up. Let me tell you that. I yesterday on the television said both are responsible. But if you ask me, Superintendent is primarily responsible. Doesn't he know what to do? Doesn't he know how to do a crowd planning? Doesn't he know how to make an arrangement? Then he might say, oh man, but he doesn't have manpower. He has manpower. Provided he plans. Provided he gets volunteers. He can summon manpower. He can get manpower if he plans in advance. If he does not get formal manpower, he can generate citizen manpower. And he can put it in such a way that there is no conflict. And he can do ropeways. He can रस्सी लगा सकता है. बड़ा कुछ कर सकता है. लेकिन अगर वो जाए तो ना. He has to go to the spot to see what's going on. So look, yesterday's study. Successful cyclone was an amazing teamwork where police has played a major role. That's a case study will reveal. I understand the National Police Academy is going to do a study on how everybody worked together. That's one case study which we need to do. Now you need to read editorials. How many of you read editorials of newspapers? Raise your hand. These are half. It's less than half the hands. That's the second rule of a knowledgeable police officer. Must read editorials of newspapers which interest you. They're sometimes on policing, sometimes on laws. You must read them. It will give you the power of knowledge. Muzaffarnagar riots. Who went wrong? Who went wrong? Did you see a sting operation of Muzaffarnagar riots? Shown on the Aaj Tak and the headlines today? What did it capture? What did it capture? Anybody wants to say, what did it capture? That sting operation of headlines. Stand up and speak. Come on. Right, one. So they were on record? On the camera. What else did they say? Who was there? There was a young woman SP. SP woman officer also said that we got illegal orders which we had to carry out. She said that. Why did they do it? They were caught on camera. Let me tell you next message. You will all be caught on camera even if you're talking news. Even if you're talking to a friend, you never know who's recording you. That's your second command. Please be careful who you're talking to. You are going to be caught on camera. That means there is no scope for loose talk. I don't want to see 5 years from now, so and so young SP caught on camera and saying this. तो हम कहेंगे अरे इसको बताया तो आप चुप रहना. So remember, Muzaffarnagar riots, friends, was a classic interference of the politicians with the rioters, it was a vote bank issue. They wanted this as a vote bank, but the key mistakes were made. The first SP and the DM were transferred for doing the right thing, but they were replaced by somebody who was also trained in the police academy. Why did they go wrong? Why did they rewrite the apparat? They put in wrong names in the apparat. They arrested wrong people. You know they changed the apparat. They put in wrong names, arrested wrong people, and then were caught on camera saying, हमको झूठ लिखना पड़ा, हमने झूठ गिरफ्तारियां की, तो हमको आजम ने बोला, आजम खान ने बोला. That's how this evidence came up, and it went up to the High Court. Friends, when you people were in the IPS, and if the interviewer had been asked in interview that if you are given an instruction to falsely arrest, would you do it? What would you have said? Then why do you say yes now? Because then your naukri was a khatra. And now your naukri is not a khatra, people are in khatra. Why could you not have said no, sir? ये नहीं हो सकता. FIR बदली नहीं जा सकती. गलत गिरफ्तारी नहीं हो सकती. So what would they have done? Changed you also? Brought in a third step? They could not have done. So who did injustice? They or we? Would you do it? This is not your training. Many times one has to say, this is an individual defect, not your training. This is what one has to do on the debates. That this is not training. I've said it 100 times. This is not the training. This is their own cowardry. So friends, let one people be sent out. Let the new batch be posted. Another batch says, sir, ये नहीं हो सकता. ये नहीं कर सकते. FIR तो लिखी गई. गिरफ्तारी तो सर देख इन्वेस्टिगेशन हुई. कहेंगे तुम भी जाओ तो बड़ा ठीक चल जाए. जाओ. फिर तीसरा आएगा. वो भी कहेगा ये कहिए कहाँ के ट्रेन लोग आए. कहाँ के ट्रेन आए. ये डोर मैट्स नहीं. याद रखना. पायदान देखा पायदान. पायदान देखा. आप पायदान नहीं बनना है. कभी भी जिंदगी में पायदान नहीं बनना. Every time you rub your feet on the doormat, remember you will not be that doormat. You get my point? But if you say yes to wrong, then what are you? What are you? Somebody is running their own feet on you. Do you like it? You like the idea? You like the idea of being a doormat? So remember, Muzaffarnagar, somebody became a doormat. And in fact, there was a woman IPS officer also. I wish she had stood up and said, नहीं हो सकता. क्या होना था? Suspend होना था. ऐसी suspend 2 महीने के बाद वापस आ जाती है. घबराने की बात नहीं. If you suspend it for a wrong thing, you will come back within months and you will get all your money back. It's like a paid holiday. Sometimes suspensions are paid holidays. And when you suspend it for the right thing, you get a great name. And you get fame. Like Durga Shakti got, didn't she? She got it for just doing the right thing. Isn't she back on duty? This won't happen to anyone. So don't be afraid of suspension. It's an amazing paid holiday. You get almost, a time comes when you get 90% of your salary. So don't worry ever for suspension. Never be afraid of 2 things, transfer and suspension. Raja Bhaiya. Who made Raja Bhaiya the way he was? I asked SP Pratapgarh, before I was asked to discuss Raja Bhaiya's case. I rang him up. He's a young South Indian in UP police. And he was so forthright to me. He said, ma'am, I must share with you what he said. Very nice. He said, ma'am, I have the list of cases with me. And I said, are these cases being not charge-sheeted? He said, no ma'am, they're charge-sheeted by the police. I said, then, they've not been put to court. I said, where they're lying? They're lying pending with prosecution. So they've not even been sent to court for trial to be beginning. So charge कहाँ पे होना court का? Then I asked him, does he have a history sheet? He said, yes, he has a history sheet. And I said, have people made entries into history sheet? He said, no ma'am, no entry has been made since 2004. Nobody has dared to make an entry in his history sheet till 2004. Whereas cases have been registered till 2013 again. Is this our training? Let's be very brave, don't make entries in history sheet. Is this our training? I'm asking. Then when do you learn? How do you learn this? I'm asking you, how do you learn? When do you learn? Why do you learn? And should you not be punished for this? Look what we do. We are afraid to make entries in the history sheet. This is called Raja Bhaiya's case. I'll give you Uttarakhand case. Uttarakhand. I was in Roorkee about a month and a half ago, and there was an inspector with me, who was with me. They had attached an inspector at the IIT Roorkee. And I asked him, where were you when this calamity happened? He said, ma'am, मैं बच के आ गया. कैसे पता? कहता है मैं भी वहीं था. तो लेकिन मुझे मॉर्निंग योगा की आदत बचा गई. मैं अर्ली मॉर्निंग उठा और अपने वॉक करके क्लाइंब करके हिल में गया ऊपर तक. कहता है मैडम मैं ऊपर पहुंचा नहीं तो नीचे से तूफान आके उड़ा के ले गया. इधर मेरा ड्राइवर भी चला गया, मेरी गाड़ी भी चली, मेरा सब कुछ चल गया. इधर मैं क्योंकि मॉर्निंग उठता था, मैं मॉर्निंग उठ के चोटी पे चढ़ा, चोटी पे मैं देखा था और उसके बाद ही वॉक बैक. I was shocked. I come across a man who suffered it directly. Then I asked him. I said, ये कोई जो उत्तराखंड में इतने पिलग्रिम्स आते हैं, पता है इतनी पूजा होती है, क्या इंतजाम को नहीं होता पुलिस का? कोई बंदोबस्त नहीं करता है? Isn't there a proper order where we have, like in many places, we have a proper arrangement order, and you should know there are arrangement orders issued every time. You would go and see. Now that's my another commandment. Issue arrangements in everything you have. Written arrangement. You must issue arrangements, written arrangements. Who will do what? What is the arrangement? What is the expectation? What is the duty point? Everything. So I said, इसका arrangement issue नहीं होता? ये मैडम arrangement क्या होता है? I said, कोई स्टैंडर्ड ऑपरेटिंग प्रोसीजर नहीं है। रोज इतनी सारे सालों से पिलग्रिमेज होती है, जिसे मैडम को यहाँ पर मिलता ही नहीं कुछ। आज ये जो जब यात्रा शुरू होनी थी उससे पहले का आपके डीजीपी ने, आपके एसपी ने कोई मीटिंग नहीं कॉल की? सबका बंदोबस्त होगा, ये फलाना आदमी यहाँ होगा, ये सेक्टर होगा, तुम्हारी ये ड्यूटी होगी, मेडिकल टीम यहाँ होगी। जिसे मैडम कोई नहीं मिलता यहाँ। The failure of all these trends is lack of coordination, lack of planning at the SP level. I'm speaking to the SP. I'm not speaking to anybody else right now. I'm not speaking to DGP. I'm speaking to people, young men and women who will be superintendents of police in the next few years, who will be responsible for all I'm saying. And if you people understand this, what I'm saying, you will be saved from a lot of agony. You will be successful in prevention. When you have an arrangement like that, assess it, visit the spot, divide that into area and sector, give people responsibility, identify, do a little rehearsal. If it's huge, rehearse and give clear instructions. And secondly, very important in all these rallies, etc., is traffic arrangement, which we forget. We do not understand traffic and law and order and pedestrian have to be kept separate. Could you make this as a rule? Never ever forget what happened in Stampede yesterday. The traffic and the pedestrian got intermixed. And there was bad planning. There was no arrangements. Which is why the TM, the SP, the SDPO, all of them have got suspended. And they will be suspended and punished for a long time. They will go away for a long time. If you suspend it for the wrong reason, you will come back. But if you suspend it for the right reason, you hung. I can tell you that. The politicians no more going to spare you anymore. They will look for the first bakra or the bakri. Today there are enough bakris around you. So this is my first part of the program. Have you understood the first part? Can you give me some takeaways before I go to the second part? Anybody who would stand up and say, ma'am, these are my takeaways. Or may I ask any one of you to stand up and speak? Can you stand up and speak? What's your takeaway from part 1? And stand up and speak to the class. What are your takeaways? Let me see what is your grasp here.
Be knowledgeable about the happenings that are happening around you. Do plan for every arrangements and contingencies well in advance. And be honest and do what is lawful and don't listen to unlawful guidelines from anybody.
These are your takeaways. Have you internalized this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thanks. Anybody else? Any bakri? A bakra has spoken. No, you will no more be a bakri if you all know all this. Okay, any other young officer? Can you come up with what are your takeaways from this? Mike, come up here. One day you might just come here after 40 years. Come here and speak. What are your takeaways? What you really convinced on? What you will never forget? Karna.
Watch TV.
Excellent. Very good. Watch TV for cinema.
Watch the debate.
Very
Whenever possible, extract them and watch if necessary. Don't do loose talk ever. Know the people you're talking to.
And on dollar.
Keep practicing people away. I'm separate. Last point that you mentioned. And do not, act on your conviction.
And when you get a wrong instruction, would you do what your another colleague did? What would you do?
Thing.
Suppose I tell you, सर ये देखिए हमारी कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी का मामला है जो इसको आप गिरफ्तार करो और एफआईआर बदलो मैडम तो क्या करोगे?
I just stand up and say this stand up. It is elect constitution. After the constitution.
इन्हें आपको करना पड़ेगा, मैं सस्पेंड कर दूंगी।
Start कीजिए.
ये असली में है, एक्टिंग में नहीं है। ये असली में दिखाओगे दम, तब पता चलेगा उनको कि IPS ऑफिसर कैसे ट्रेन होता है, क्या होती है ना? शाबाश। Anybody else from behind? Yeah, go ahead.
I really like the point which you said that you always have the manpower if you wish to plan.
That's correct. Wonderful. Thank you so much. How can you raise that manpower? Supposing you have no policeman given to you.
Ma'am, when I actually just came to know about the incident, I really thought if there is no manpower, I think citizen volunteers are one of the things that we learned in the class also, that just who ensure that the rumors are not spreading a wrong way, or just keep pushing people, keep the movement going as police have planned. I thought that would have helped a lot.
Correct. Could the temple authorities have done something? Or you people as SP could have asked some temple authorities to do something?
Yes, ma'am. Especially with temples, there are always voluntary groups, because in Tirupati I have seen that many organizations have done their voluntary groups who wear special badges and they keep pushing people and help the administration in arranging the things and proper management.
Can the temples also not have microphones to make announcements?
Yes, ma'am.
That means you can ask as ASP, because for some time you will also be ASP. Okay? When you are as ASP at your spot of these places of congregation, tell the organizers where are your mic systems, where are your cameras. Mics, cameras, all this can be very useful.
These things are not new in India. Yesterday I was in last 10 years around 10,000 people have died only in samples.
Yes.
That's very tragic for a country like India where temples are everywhere.
Yes. And remember, stampedes happen almost every year, except that it happens in a different place. And there is no institutional memory of these. I would urge you, when you are district SP, now that's another commandment. Better. Thank you. Another commandment is, as SPs, create पुराना यहाँ पर आपके एरिया में कौन-कौन से मंदिर हैं, कहीं कोई स्टैम्पीड हुआ था? अपने नौजवानों से पूछो। हाँ साहब, हुआ था, बहुत कुचल गए थे लोग। क्यों कुछ रहे थे? ये कारण हुआ था। उस कारण साहब इंक्वायरी भी हुआ था। वो इंक्वायरी का नाम क्या? इंक्वायरी ने क्या फाइंडिंग किया था? इंक्वायरी ने क्या बोला था? Create an institutional memory and pass it down as training. You train, pass it out as training. Create an institutional memory at your subdivision, wherever you are, SDPO level, SP level, as you move up. But as SPs of the districts, you should have an institutional memory of what is the good practices of crowd management, particularly at the pilgrimage. So document all good practices, and when you make your arrangement, see that they are incorporated. Have you understood? Have you all understood? Backbenchers?
Yes, ma'am.
Backbenchers?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so will you sit up a little, please? Yeah. Don't try and slide down. I want to see you. So it's very, very vital that you will prevent stampedes forever wherever you are. All right, friends. This is my part one. Thank you for recalling it. Now, I'm going to come to the part two of my presentation, which I've got. That page on the visitor. And I want you to draw this, because this is something which you can take, will never ever forget. Put yourself in the center. These are the people who will impact you all the time. These are the players, these are all your partners in your career. EIS, you're going to deal with the bureaucracy, as SDMs and as home secretaries and others. This is you. people. These are all people. This is community. You have the media, which is a very major force today. You have your own colleagues, the police headquarters, your own colleagues, you as your peers. And it's you. That's you. This is you. So you and your duty. See, it is so many incompatible. You've got to know how to deal with the bureaucracy. You have to deal with the political class. You have to deal with the people. You have to deal with the media. And you have to deal with your own people. See? Remember, this is your skill. You have to have the skill to working with all these people. And you know what happens? The mistakes we make, friends, the mistakes we make is we sometimes hitch ourselves somewhere only here. Try and understand it. I'm giving you my 40 years of experience. Sometimes we think, यही दोस्ती बहुत है, इन्हीं बना के रखो सब कुछ मिल जाएगा. Then sometimes we think political class में बनाए रखो, people get everything. Then your own colleagues, sometimes you feel let down, sometimes you getting support. Sometimes you say अगर मीडिया से बना लो, मीडिया में नाम निकलता रहेगा, पास चलेगा. It's not like that. Friends, you will have to learn to deal with all. But I want now to ask you a question and answer it truthfully. Who do you owe this police service maximum to? Huh? And you know what? This is coming last today's answer. Is that right? That's what I want to do. What is coming next? Where we are going wrong is we are focusing more here, focusing more here. We are ignoring this here, let it happen. ये अपने घर के हैं देखी जाएगी. अपनी ड्यूटी इधर है ये. That is very good. If you understand that this is your first employer, your first master is who? Who's your first master? Community. Never forget it. At no cost will this be sacrificed. That's your next mantra. Right down? Then in this, yes, put, आगे देखो, ऊपर उठा. Take it up. Yeah. Now this is you. At no cost will you forget this community. You have to deal with the IPS, deal with them in the manner you need to, without sacrificing community. Deal with the politician without sacrificing community. Deal with the media without sacrificing community. Let nobody come in the way of your community, which means justice. Have you got the message? Never ever forget this all your life. Why? Because you're the only one for them. There is no other police officer. Politician is not a police officer. IPS is not a police officer. Police officer is only you. And if you also abandon him, where will he go? Where will he go? Where will he go? You've been in ordinary citizens. If you didn't get the right policeman, where did you go? Back to the streets. Or giving up. Or just determined to make it to the service now. Say, okay, agar aur nahi sukha, main service mein aake theek karunga. That's your determination. Do not forget this fact. That's the fire I kept alive all this while. And it's still there. I lit this fire when I was entering the service. I will not let this fire go way off. Keep the fire burning. How do you keep the fire burning? I'm going to come to those areas today. Keep the fire. Now, understand this. Now it's you. But there's something more than you. Now let's analyze the you. There's a you which has a family. There's a you which has a career and some needs. And there's a you which has a society. First paper over. Little up. That's right. Thank you. Now, if it's you have a family, which plays a very major role. Friends, you can be made or doomed if your family is not on your side. So be very careful with your family. Ideally would be full family support of your spouses, of your children, of your parents. So nurture your family in such a way that the family is with you, but the family should not be demanding on you. Sometimes the reason for corruption is the family. Make sure the family learns to remain within you and doesn't demand on you to work at times to be good. Remember, family is very important, men or women. Husbands or wives, spouses have a very vital role in the success of your service. So choose your spouses if you still have a choice. But if you don't have a choice, then we're determined to make the spouse a busy spouse. Because you'll never be home. See that your spouses work and they don't wait the whole day for you. And secondly, don't demand of you कि उसके पास ये है तो हमारे पास ये नहीं. You have to tell, मैं IPS officer हूँ, मुझे किसी की सिफारिश नहीं करनी. I'm not going to accept wrong recommendation. I'm being prepared even for suspension for courage. Be prepared. This is where you have to take your family to conflict. Only then will you bring a change. Then, society. I've already explained to you, people look up to you. Now, you have your needs, remember. You have your needs. You have to have all this as you go, friends. Your needs, your experience, your leadership, your human resource practices, your knowledge, all this is going to come. This will come by training and learning. I can't teach you all in one day. NPA cannot. This will come by life experiences. But what I'm trying to share with you is, put you on the journey as NPA has done. Put you on the journey for you to walk the right track, take the right route, which you will keep learning. So friends, this is leadership qualities. I'm going to come to those few leadership qualities. But I forgot to acronym called team. Team means trust, empowerment, alignment. Write down the name team. This is the most vital. This is being given properly by Stephen Covey. Team means bringing trust, bringing empowerment, and being aligned with your team. Trust your team and be trustworthy. Empower your team as you would want your seniors to empower you and be aligned. Alignment means in one thing, one alignment. हमको crime को रोकना है सही तरीके से और non-alignment. Or we will be corrupt is also alignment. Being corrupt is an alignment and being not corrupt is also an alignment. The concept of team. I thought I'd share with you. Very, very vital. Don't forget the family. Society remains your vital and your career has your needs, your experience. This you will have to continue to develop. That's why I said continue to read, write, knowledge, watch, experience so that you don't make mistakes. Minimize your mistakes here. Minimize so that your dependence on others goes down. Okay, let's take it done. That's my second part. Here in training, we take certain things for granted. We take families for granted particularly. We take certain things. In the police, do not take these things for granted. Only take yourself for granted. That this is how I will predict, this is how I will behave in a particular situation. I think the basic thing is you knowing yourself. Now let's look at this. I have drawn some red lines for you. Red lines means self-conscious leadership code. It's a self-conscious leadership code. That's your leadership code which I want you to. These are my commandments, by the way. The 10 commandments are written for you. But I added a few more. Number one, no injustice at any cost. Why? Because you're the guardian. No injustice. That's your red line. मैं injustice नहीं करूँगा. किसी को गलत मालूम नहीं, किसी को गलत झूठा पकड़. I will not catch anybody wrong. I will not arrest anybody wrong. I will not write a false FIR. I will not make a false report to please anybody. No injustice at any cost. saying is, I will not miss it. These are my tenets. Third, I will be on constant vigilant preparation. I told you about vigil. Remember, you could be recorded. Just as you could be on a vigil because you could get recorded. Remember, you are getting recorded in your own head. Your ears are listening to you. Do not get it. Do not remain on a constant vigil. Fourth, visibility and communication. Upata. Visibility and communication sensitive to reputation. You must remain very sensitive to your reputation. What you drink, how much you drink, where you smoke, where all you eat, where you eat free, where you get anything free, will be reputation. If you are very self-conscious and self-respecting, do not take anything free, however tempting it be. A lot of free things will come. You haven't built your reputation yet. Only your friends know you here. Your people, juniors, do not know you. They will test you. साहब यहाँ पर बड़ा अच्छा खाना मिलता है, रोज खा सकते हैं. यहाँ पर होटल बड़ा अच्छा है, थोड़ा सा पुलाव भी मिलता है बड़ा अच्छा. Do not get into that temptation. The juniors will tempt you because they are probably doing it. Seniors may tempt you. God knows. I do not know. So remain constant vigilance and preparation. Fourth, visibility and communication sensitive to reputation I mentioned. Learning to lead. Nuts and bolts are with you. Remember, the nuts and bolts are all with you. So how can you have anything working? Because nuts and bolts are with you. You are a man and women of nuts and bolts. And without nuts and bolts, we don't lead. You are the men and women of nuts and bolts. Without you, there can be no crime prevention. There can be no crime detection. There can be no safety. So first remember, nuts and bolts are with you. Maybe somebody has a tire in the air, but nuts and bolts are with you. So learning to lead, but remember nuts and bolts are with you. Service above yourself. Yes. आगे चलो. Cause, not rewards. Cause is important. It's not about rewards follow. The best reward is when people say thank you. आपकी वजह से मेरी जान बची, आपकी वजह से सुरक्षा मिली, आपकी वजह से good policing हुई. Thank you for good policing. To you, that's your reward, not your medal. Friends, do you know one thing? Probably you will be the first batch to know. There's something called meritorious service for police. People get it after number of years. Yes? Do you know I have got it here? I never got it in my service. I did not get meritorious service medal. But I got a gallantry medal. But I didn't get meritorious. Do you know why? Because at the time of the recommendation, every time my name was mentioned, somebody went up and got themselves replaced. I never went up anyway. The name was done. So that's what I work for. I work for people. If they are happy, I got my medal. So never hit yourself with medals. Let work speak for itself. Meritorious service medal के लिए लोग जान चलाते साथ they play safe to get a meritorious. Only play safe and sacrifice anything at any cost. There is no way you can play safe. You've got to work on minute to minute, day to day police. There is nothing called holiday police or in good police. So friends, service above self. Cause, not rewards. Fit. Stay fit. No tummies out. Fit. This should be your uniform size throughout your life. This should be the slacks for you all your life. No gaining weight. Men or women. And if men, when women choose to become mothers, they need to come back to their fitness within months as soon as possible. But the weight must remain as it is. And use the right weight, with your right head, the right height, that's your right weight. What should you get? Which means don't overuse. Don't eat more than necessary at all. And find a way to do your fitness, whether it's on the bed, even few yoga. Even few yoga asanas which you've learned, those few 5-10 minutes of IPS would be excellent. Stay fit. Now when I say stay fit, it's not just physical. It's mind, body, soul. The fitness is three: mind, body, soul. In this mind, body, soul will be when you are in the cause, when you are service about yourself, you will be mind, body, soul. But remain fit. Do not put on any weight. IPS officers, uniform, fat, don't look good. That's why I want you to watch the television. Look at the fat police officer. And then you say, मुझे ऐसा नहीं लगना. Stay fit. If that's the way, so when you come back for your second phase, you should all come with your same weight. Same weight. Anybody who eats free का पानी खाता है ना, वही मोटा होगा. Okay. Point 9. Stay light-footed. Why do I say light-footed? Do you know what light-footed means? Ready to move. So don't acquire too much of furniture or bada almariya so that you can't even move. Remain light because you're going to move very fast. So stay light. Don't acquire too much. Don't acquire more than you need because you will be transferred very soon. For the next few years, be ready to roll. There was a cartoon a month ago. There was Mia, Bedi, Prevenation and Ambassador car. And on the top of the Ambassador car was the entire saman. And somebody asked him, what is this? He says, because I'm always ready to move. I have all my stuff in this car. This is my home, I'm ready to move. But to do the right thing. So ready to move, remain light-footed. That's where family support will be very vital. The family support must also believe in light-footed. Acquisitions have to be minimal. That will save you even self-expenditure. Next point, next is cheap. Last point. Solutions from challenges. Remember, every challenge has a solution. Like I told you about the stampede. If he doesn't have people, he will go to the volunteers. To say, chalo, help me, line लगाओ, पसी दो, हम क्यों लगाएंगे, traffic को block करेंगे, do not, and then it's training people. I'm going to show you some of those good practices next week. And this is very vital, friends. It's 11. I wrote this because this has been most helpful for me. Keep your records. You making a note, you sending a note to your seniors, you writing to the seniors, you writing anywhere, a daily diary, please keep your records. Because in government you know the files go missing. You know that. You know that. Files go missing. Your files will also go missing. I want to start your record, keeping record now. You know what? I have records from day one of my police. Anything which appears, I have a record. I have a documentation. I have own documentation which I... Now what you can do is keep it in the cloud. Scan it and keep it. You have technology. I have to have hard copy. You can put it in technology. Put it in your hard disk so that you can retain it in technology. Put it in the cloud. Okay, friends. These are few commandments which I follow. If you follow these, you will never lose track. Let's go to the next. I'm going to show you some practices. Some good. Look at this. What is this? What is this? This was the year 1982. This is 1982 when I was DCP traffic. And I had the entire Delhi to manage traffic. Entire city. I have no manpower to help students cross the road. And guess what I did? I brought these children, put them on road safety campaigns, gave them these stops and saying, beta, stand up. Every time you have a school break, take this, stand in the queue, says police. And they will cross the road. This is the year 1982. Is it out of date? It is a good practice. So never say, we don't have traffic police. And then go back to the schools, go back to the prisons, give them this kind of a book, make the child stand, and then you see everybody will stop. Children, people love this. And it just struck me as a thought that that's the only way to help. So every problem has a solution and has a challenge. And this is how we went to the solutions. Show you the next one. Guess what this is? All traffic volunteers. This was the year Goa in 1984. When I didn't have manpower again for the Chodam parade, Commonwealth heads of government meet, where 70 to 80 heads were coming in, Trudeau, Margaret Thatcher, all of them came, Indira Gandhi, all of them came. I didn't have manpower, and I had 40-kilometer route to go. What did we do? We got all the NCC cadets of Goa volunteers. These are all NCC cadets, dressed in white and blue, all on their own. We trained them in traffic drill and deployed them on the 40-kilometer route, and they managed it. This is how you will raise volunteers. By going to the colleges, speaking to them, and exhorting them to come. And this is how support comes. Another one. As superintendent of police, these are all coming here as DCP or as superintendent of police. That's why I'm saying this is your best part of the career. Don't be in a rush to leave it. Enjoy it. Go to the colleges and arrange sports meets. It brings you closer. Sports is the best way to bring closer people and police. See, the Maxine Award came in 1994. This was happening in 1982. It was happening in 1984. It's the spirit which counts. You just go on doing the right thing and it never takes its own course. But you see, this is how it works. And this is the I told you I have documentation. This is my documentation which I retained, which I brought to you as practices which happened in the 80s. Look at this. Reformatory school for 4 women. This was a problem to me. These 4 women were all drug pushers. They were all drug peddlers. They were getting arrested all the time and paying up policemen, lawyers, everybody, and then on bail, sale, etc. What we do? We came up with a scheme for reformatory schools, setting up stitching centers, and you know, today it is this school which started from them with 2 women. Today reaches up 12,000 of them in Delhi and Haryana under the foundation called Navjyoti. Navjyoti was born out of this program. I never knew when this was set up in 1986. You could all do this. Would you like to? Visit the site navjyoti.org. It was set up by Police Commissioner in all of us. Visit the site navjyoti.org. In fact, you can go to all these connected sites through my website. But this is called crime prevention. Here I am focusing on crime prevention through your leadership. This is leadership as solution. And I never knew when I was setting this up. See, it says as DCP North Delhi, and this is 1986. The DCP North, Kiran Bedi and the company, National So-and-so set up. It was so easily just set up, never knowing one day that it would become an organization by itself. Another way of keeping yourself close to the community is to get involved into voluntary work yourself. This was the CSR of the Bedi police. You see, we're talking about CSR of the company. But what about the police? This was the CSR which was far ahead of its time of CSR, of the police. We set up gully schools to take education to beggars. This is the children now. I talked about the women. Now I'm talking about the children who were right beggars. And they were the sport burglars. We set up schools for them. Why they called gullies? Because they worked in the gullies. There were no regular schools. So the gullies, 3-hour school for right beggars. And this is what we are reaching out to thousands of children today in our Navjyoti Foundation. These are the children who go to university. They're becoming teachers. These are some of those This is also crime prevention through leadership at the community level. Here's another one that I was introduced. How we set up drug abuse treatment centers and the raw criminals, robbers, snatchers, murderers, rapists who would commit drugs, take drugs and get involved. We set up 8 drug abuse treatment centers, 8, from police station premises and in collaboration with many other NGOs. This is friends, we did. I'm not saying you do. I'm saying there's a solution for every challenge. I'm not saying you start opening drug abuse treatment centers or reservations. There's a solution. Every time you walk your community, find out what is the need of the community and give them that. That's the one objective. This is most vital. You can't do without. You've learned the beat system in your training. This is the most least on the ground level. You know what? If you don't have a policeman for a beat, you can find a citizen water for it. You can create your own system, but without this beat system, there can be no crime prevention. Every time I have gone on, whenever there's been a raid committed by a past criminal, I talked about the beat system. Beat system is very, very vital. That is not theory. You must practice. You must understand what the beat system is and go put it in practice. This is another program where we set up. I was working with the Lieutenant Governor's office. This is now the year 2008. No, 1998. This is where I started working as Lieutenant Governor Secretary, Special Secretary to Lieutenant Governor. We created 600 citizen wardens and 24-hour control room on complaint on anything. You can do the same. Control rooms as a district SP. Circulate the name of your control room. Information you will see crime falling because of that. Because people will be afraid that they can reach out to a control room. This is how same LG's office used to meet every day, 8 a.m., turn by turn, listening to people. This is that. This was the control room, and this was the way we used to meet. This is the way I used to stand and listen to people. Lieutenant Governor's office had never ever been open to common man the way it was during this time. And see, the year was 1997. Same thing, citizen wardens will soon have traffic wardens. So we came from citizen wardens to traffic wardens, and there were hundreds of them. The beat box. This is how it was. This is how it looked like. This is the way it looked like. These were boxes in every beat made by the people of the area. We didn't build. People built. But it had one standard. See, it's written beat box number 4. We had about 160 beat boxes in one district at one time. 160. Every beat officer had a beat box in his beat. He used to sit there for 2-3 hours, take complaints, and respond. This is one of the finest practice. I don't know whether you've seen this book called I Dare. If you don't, please have a look at this book I Dare. Read the chapters on beat boxes there. It's very good for you. It's a great experience for you to go through that chapters of the I Dare beat box. I want you to, all of you, read this statement and then I want to tell you why. Read it. Read that line. All of you read that line. Please read that line. I want you to speak. Everybody is not ready. Why will you read it if that's what you will do? You will also, when you are in your police station jurisdictions, you will report cracking acts. Cracking acts. 8 a.m., 9 a.m. This is what I used to do every day. That is the secret of my success. Every morning, I will be in a police station, if I was in charge of a police station. Or if it's a district police, every 8 a.m. I would be on the road. 9 a.m. I would be in a police station by surprise. And do what? Listen to my beat officer. find out what had been registered in the FIR. Who had been arrested? What had he to say? 9 a.m., no paper reports, but checking things for myself. This was not that even if it's far, doesn't matter. Going to a village. Can do camp there. Camp. You go to rural area. Camp there. Camp. That's why I said life. We have lost that. We've all become very elitist. We want only work from head off. This is the time for you to go tracking every day. Go live and go and camp. That's joy of life right now. Don't lose that. It won't come easily again. Would you do it? Value it. Love it. Could you please pick up all of your property? The back seats, back benches? Yes. Because from here I can see who's fighting it. Please sit up. I'm spending energy on you. I'm investing energy into you. You know that. I'm investing because I care for you. I want you to listen because I want you to remember. And you never know how it helps you. I don't know. But I want this to be your mantra, not mine, yours. So 9 a.m. means every day a police station. Agar aap SDPO hai and you are a district SP, there is no business for you to be in the office. Every morning you've got to be in some police station or in a police post or in a shopping or listening. Write about this. Write a journal. Send a report to your DIG that I did this. I found this. I needed to do this. I will do this. That is how community policing will come. That is how crime prevention will come. To me, this is the real leadership in crime prevention. Without this, it doesn't happen. Could you read this again? Now please replace this name by what name? And read it. Now it's your day. Because one day it will be like yours. I am history. You are the present in the future. This is how the news will come. So it says, Rahul to get tracking at 9 every day. That's what I want. What's your name? Rohit? Rohit to get tracking in 9 every day. You know what? These news will come in your own local area. This news, you mark my word, it will come when you start doing it. Will you send me a copy of that news clipping when it comes? My email is kiran@gmail.com. Send it to me. When you have this good news, when it comes, no shortcuts. You will do it, they will write it. kiran@gmail.com. This is what you will be. Rahul, Rohit. What's your name? Shweta. Shweta to get tracking at 9 every day. Won't you love it? Yes. That's the way to enjoy your work. See? Again, no manpower. And what did we do? We created civil cops. You will create civil cops when you go. When Shweta gets tracking, Rohit gets tracking, Rahul gets tracking. What will you do? You will create these. These will be solutions to your problem. And you will do these. All these are solutions, Fred. See how old this piece is? You know how old this piece is? This year 1982. 81. No, 1980. Sorry, it's October 1980. It's as old as this. It's one of those first news clips when I became a district police charge. It came on its own. See how old this piece is, but how precious it is. You will be retaining these. You please have this habit. When you start appearing in the news, you will retain your news clips. You must. When you one day, who knows, you will come back after 40 years here and you will do exactly what I'm doing. How many of you will come back here and do exactly what I'm doing today? How many? Raise your hand. All of you will do this. And I can see everybody's hand. How many of you will come back on your post-retirement to make a presentation like this of your news clips? Raise your hand. you work with the NGO. And then this is the last one. That's the last one. How many of you would like to do that? Pick up Prime Minister's staff around party? Pick up Chief Minister's staff around party? How many of you do it? Let you do it. Come on. You do it. You can do it. Any one of you is going to be SP traffic. You know what? At SP traffic, if I didn't cancel a single job. Single job. Whether it was media, whether it was directors in terrors, nobody's Kiran was cancelled, which is why this is possible. Even her car was Kiran. And when my sub-inspector did it, his name was Sub-Inspector Nirmal Singh. He said, Madam, who's the Bedi to you? Prime Minister immediately. I said, Shabash. What was that here? Madam, I said, बिल्कुल चलान काटो पैसे दो जब तो उसको चला. Can you believe it? Nobody dared say anything. Nobody dared. Because they knew that for a whole year we have been working ruthlessly, relentlessly, fearlessly, Rajiv Gandhi was the chairperson of the SOC, Special Organizing Committee of the Asian Games those days. This is during the time of 9 Asian Games. He told his driver, asking neighbors way out, मैंने चलान नहीं होने देना. That was a message. But I'm not just saying go around chalaning. I'm saying spread a message of reputation. Reputation that you will be there for all. This, my friends, I thought I would that's the cover page of my book called It's Always Possible. This was about the transformation of the Retd. So friends, I thought this is what I would bring to you today as a package of presentation. Now, it's 5 minutes to 1. I've done with all I had to say. I've done my duty. I've exercised my responsibility. I feel very satisfied that you got heard. I have no doubt that all of you will carry home some ideas with you and they will stay with you and you will make the difference. I want to tell you one last thing. The last judgment of the Supreme Court, which has declared that any politician convicted cannot be member of the Legislative Assembly. Do you know what has happened? It has empowered you very good. It has truly empowered you. It has empowered the police service unbelievably. Now, with this effective power, I would urge you to take an oath before you go. Take an oath at the NPA before you go. That because of this power, we will make sure there will be no false FIR, there will be no false investigation, there will be no false arrest, there will be no false charge sheet. In this case, if a politician has committed a crime, he will be booked. There will be an FIR, he will be arrested, and the investigation will be fairly investigated, like the Nilbis case that it goes to a conviction, so that he cannot be your and my representative. So we've taken oath. Thank you, Supreme Court, for the judgment. You have left this investigation back in the police hands. But you know the excuse they always say? झूठी FIR, झूठी गिरफ्तारी, झूठा चार्जशीट, इसलिए हमको एक्सेप्शन चाहिए. You say, no way. There will be no false FIR. There will be no falsehood. Because the trust the Supreme Court has reposed in us, we will live up to it because this is the oath of act taken at the NPA. Will you take this oath? Yes. Okay, take this oath with me. First of all, say thank you, Supreme Court.
Thank you, Supreme Court,
for having trusted in us. We will live up to this trust. We will ensure that at no stage and never will we be influenced for registering a false FIR, making a false arrest, manipulating the evidence, and inadequately and falsely charge sheeting. ensure justice to my society and justice to my country. Thank you. Thank you. And this is what you will do when you go back to your police station. When you go back to your police station, you are in charge of the SDPO, you are in charge of these people. Get this over. What a revolution. If you start getting this done in your own, whether somebody laughs or doesn't matter. If somebody laughs at when you're doing the right thing, should you drop it or should you carry on? Let him laugh. You go to your SHO को बोलते ना, देखो मैं कसम खा के आया हूँ या खा के आई हूँ, मुझे ये नहीं करना। किसी की समाज नहीं चलेगी, प्रधान की नहीं चलेगी, किसी की नहीं, गलत झूठा FIR नहीं चलेगी। You should be the first one to cancel the FIR if somebody junior does wrong. This is what is in your hands. Today you are very powerful, and this is what who told me? SP Pratap. He said, Madam, we are now ensuring that we make no fault. He said, Madam, politicians are now afraid. They are afraid of an FIR. They are afraid of our sub-inspector that he may not investigate wrongly and book us wrongly. Madam, we will ensure we make no mistake. We will live up. This is your young SP Pratap. And he said, Madam, things have changed. Police is now being afraid of because they know FIR, right FIR with right evidence, their career is gone. Anybody convicted for 2 years at above is finished. So friends, it's a very big responsibility on our shoulders. It's a new turning point for the Indian police service. And I wanted to see the faces of my future and the future of this country. I know you will be the new generation and the new change. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Questions? So please feel free to ask now whatever you wish to ask. So, please introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm born on the Punjab Carter. My name is Retd. Ma'am, many of the initiatives we talked about, do you think that we have, the necessary administrative arrangements or our system is like that these initiatives can actually be made sustainable? Like you talked about slum shops, for instance, or these traffic wardens. Did they actually last even after you left that position?
First of all, remember, whenever you start a new initiative, don't wait to see whether it is sustainable or not. You begin, right? Supposing you succeeded by another officer of the same thinking, he will sustain. If he is not, then that's not your responsibility. But whenever you start, you think there's a problem, you start something new, don't wait, मेरे पास चलेगा कि नहीं. It's like sowing a seed. ये पेड़ बड़ा होगा कि नहीं, फल खाएगा कि नहीं, कोई खाएगा, बकरी तो नहीं खा जाएगी, so you would probably not even sow a seed. So you sow a seed, you nurture it as long as you can, and guard it, let it be then left to the destiny of the future. So many of the programs, as I told you, became a foundation. It became an NGO. And it's survived now through a foundation. But programs evolve. It shapes. It has to be customized. These are not written in stone. Programs have to evolve. So my successors came, they found that practice, they evolved the practice, they changed the practice, that's fine. I have nothing to say about it. It's your application because things have changed. Technology comes, things have changed. Therefore, that's fine. But don't condition your initiative to whether it will last or not. Right? Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Prevenation to Rango Carter. And my question is regarding as you told that we should follow the path of honesty and integrity. And many people try this thing in their initial year, they are not able to continue it. I don't know for what reason. And my question is that how did you maintain to be just and honest in your police career? I mean, despite of making many injustices within your department. from your seniors as well as from outside people to
never losing the focus on what am I here for. Remember I showed you that chart? That I have the bureaucrats, I have the politicians, I have myself, I have my own, and I have community. And I'm here basically to do justice. I've never lost sight of that. I kept my focus very clear. My reason for being in the service very clear. My reason of the service is not to do a nokri. My reason of the service is to serve the needy. The challenges come, but that goal cannot be lost sight. So therefore, my service cannot be traded. And it cannot be conditional. Some things are not conditional. When you joined the IPS in the interview, did you make it conditional? That after some past 7 years, I will see whether this works or not. You never made it conditional. It was unconditional commitment to serving the great nation. When a Jawan goes into the army, does it make it conditional? That I will get a rank by this year, I'll get a medal by this year, and I'll make sure that nobody shoots at me? Or somebody else leads, I follow. It's unconditional bravery. This is unconditional fairness and justice. Let the challenges come. That's where your experience will help you, guide you. As you learn, you will be able to respond to those situations. And as I said, mental fitness, spiritual fitness, physical fitness will give you the balance of life. And you will learn to balance. That's why I said, please have the family on your side so that you have balance at home, you have peace at home, and you're able to recover at home when you take challenges home. Right? So that is all which is interlinked. Whatever I've told you is very interlinked. This is how it's interlinked. My family support was huge. My physical fitness and emotional intelligence balance is very good. I maintained it. Third, I was very light on food. I was not acquiring things. Right? So my needs were focused. So when my needs were focused, emotional and spiritual balance was good. Family support was excellent. It didn't worry to me whether peers were with me or not. It didn't worry me head of quarter is giving me a medal or not. I just stayed focused. Sometimes there were areas that I had no work. And that's the time when I did a PhD. Another time they gave me no work. I did a law degree. Another time they gave me no work. I wrote a book. So use your time. No times are similar. Time is not linear. Time goes like this, goes like this, goes like this, goes like this, comes like this. This is time all about. In your life, look back. Has it been all linear? That's the truth, reality of life. That's the way career also is. You do the right thing all the time, you will bounce back whenever it's the time for you. Nature will be on your side. So this is how I believe in the power of nature. Just do the right thing. Respond in the right way. In the manner the situation demands. Sometimes saying nothing may be a response. And sometimes saying something is a response. That is what experience teaches. Any other?
I'd like to ask you, in your view, what are the specific challenges that today's women police officers might have and suggestions to overcome them?
I think your biggest challenge may come from your family itself. What kind of support system you have? They will be either the wind behind your wings, or they may be the biggest wall behind you. Never know. Or the front. So you have to be very careful how you choose and structure your family life. Number one. That's your most vital. If that's your strength, then there is no stopping. Then it's all you. How much you want to do? How much do you want to go? What all do you do? Why? And encouraging you. Right? It's called the launching pad. Your family is your space pad. If it's the right, strong pad, you can fly every day and come back. You can fly a chopper and come back. You need a pad. Every helicopter needs a pad. Right? So, strengthen your pad. Secondly, when you become a mother, it's very vital. At what stage of life you choose to become a mother. Then your real challenge will be your motherhood. What support system do you have for your motherhood? Because now your career awaits you and your child wants you. What will you do? That's again the kind of support systems you develop to see that your child is taken care of. Because child will need the mother or the parent. These are your major two challenges. If you can handle them and plan them well, then nothing stops you. Then what stops you is only your own mental block, nothing else.
What about professionally?
Professionally, it's the way you perform. If you continue to do well and continue to build a reputation with the community will be big strength behind you. You will be wanted everywhere. You can get any posting. Do your best wherever you are. Work with your team. Work with your team. Work with the people. You will continue to build a reputation. People will want you. And if wherever you think an injustice has happened, you should have the courage to go and speak to your DG, sir. I think this is what I was hoping, but you're not giving me this. I need to just know. Sometimes they would push me to control room. And I go and tell the DG, sir, man, why am I being only better put to the control room? I can do my field work. Then sometimes when I would question, they would put me in the field. So I should question as a young girl many things in a different way. So I did not accept defeat just like that. So I could speak out, I could get my way through. So I think situationally you will have to, so professionally you will have to make your way. What's your card? You were a good card. So the women's emancipation is just brilliant. So you have, I don't think you will be held back when it comes to gender. I think that way you are on a very good footing. You just have to handle the other two areas, and that's your challenge. However, even whatever you get, give it your best. Acquire those leadership qualities gradually, as you read, as you train, as you learn and experience, but do the right thing.
Today morning you tweeted about the sharks who are waiting for us.
Yes.
So, who are the sharks in this process?
Sharks are the corrupt politicians. Sharks are the corrupt citizens. The sharks in my tweet were two. Sharks could be even corrupt bureaucrats. Because they control you. Control you in the sense they post you. They transfer you. Right? They promote you, transfer you, post you. So there's certain decisions they take. These are the sharks. If you got so you could even have dolphins who may be good people, but you will also have sharks. So as you grow, as I told you, you will have to identify who's your shark, and you learn to swim with the shark. Right? That's the key. So therefore, remember, you got to be very wary of them, but do not demand anything of the shark. Because if you demand anything of the shark will come to pounding flesh. So कभी ट्रांसफर पोस्टिंग के लिए नमस्ते कि मुझे ये पोस्टिंग चाहिए नहीं, जो देनी है दे दीजिए। कोई बात हाथ में नहीं आ रहा है लड़का, क्योंकि अगर मैं पोस्टिंग करता तो बिजनेस तो करता ना, ये दिया मैंने ये दिया, चार पोस्टिंग करनी कर दीजिए। Now the onus is on you what you do with what you get. So let things happen, but then do your best with what you get. And if you get something which is unjust, no choices. Move out, do some study leave, do some training programs, do many others. Keep your options up, but do not support injustice. That's what I meant. How many of you are on the Twitter? Wow. So let's be on the Twitter. Let's connect with each other. My Twitter handle is @Kiran. Let's be on the Twitter and tweet to each other on the services. It'll be great fun. Tweet to me as you go and do your postings, as you learn. Share your police learning on the Twitter, on police response. So respond on the developments in the police. Why don't you rest of you be on the Twitter? Get on the Twitter. It'll be a lot of fun. And how many of you are the top cop? That's not fair. Okay, we have. They will do it. You will all be on the Twitter. Your post directors will ensure. Sorry, you will all be on the top box. Then we can connect with each other on the email. where you can ask your seniors, I have a problem, what do I do? We'll be all there to guide you. So Talk is a very controlled, very close community email group. So please write to each other, share, I'm posted here, I've done something new here, this is something interesting, share it with us. It gives us so much of joy. And when you share it with us, wherever we have an opportunity, we'll be able to speak and share. So please be on the Talk. They will send the entire day. And thereafter, let's have a policy that a new batch comes, we bring them on the Talk early on, so that you can start emailing with each other. Lovely. Any other? Yes. Okay, go ahead.
In regard to the conflict between the lawyers and the policemen, especially in regard to your effective handling of the lawyers in Delhi, I would like you to throw some light on this. In the recent past also we have seen certain incidents where they have come and gone with each other. So in this regard, please throw some light.
They are the most difficult community to deal with. The further you away from them, the better. Therefore, deal with them with a great deal of tact. Great deal of tact. My experience is, it's as, in fact, police is safer to deal with than the lawyers. Because A, they are a very strong union. And they are a union which brings to a grinding halt even the justice and the magistrates hardly also take cognizance. Therefore, deal with them very carefully. If they happen, let the matters be registered as it is, but don't get involved early on. Because if you're the last resort of getting involved right away, who will defend you? So if a criminal act has been committed by the lawyer, let it as it is be registered or recorded in the police. And let it be investigated. But don't take sides. Even if a policeman has done the right thing, at that time saying, मेरे पुलिस वाले ने ठीक किया, इस lawyer ने गलत किया, तो बस तमाशा दिखाते मत बता दो किसने ठीक किया. So just say matter is under investigation. If anybody wishes to order an independent investigation, please go. We will go by evidence as it comes. So maintain the neutrality while not accusing anyone. So then you buy time, and in buying time, you handle the situation. Innocent man has been criminal. Sometimes send the case to court without arrest. Let the court solve it. So you have to, that will come by handling by experience. But don't head on with them, because then they will bash you up, and you will be left alone almost. And you have to fight the long battle which I did. I was almost left alone till other good commissioners came and supported me. But I had a 9-year battle with the lawyers. 9 years, all by myself in the court. But the strength of mine was my colleagues were all with me. We were all united in the that was easier. But still, my lesson is deal with them very effectively, but disciplined.
Ma'am, my name is Kiran, born in Gujarat. Ma'am, looking at the challenges like corrupt politicians, corrupt lawyers, corrupt judiciary, and problem with the media, problem with the seniors. Don't you think, what do you think, being an IPS officer, I think instead of being an IPS officer, it would be more easy to run an NGO and serve the society. And ma'am, what was the reason behind you retiring from the service even though you had 2 years left in the service?
Two different questions. First question is, the power, inherent power you have as an IPS officer, nobody else has. NGO is all persuasion. IPS is effectiveness. Value is effectiveness. You have statutory, constitutional, legal support based to deliver justice. As an NGO, I have to persuade people to join in and even educate themselves. So there is no two comparisons. There is no comparison between an IPS and an NGO. IPS is actually without any comparison. Even the IAS cannot do what you can do. Even the IAS to do what it can do has to go through you. So remember, you have to not get haughty and proud about it, all the more humble and wise about it. That I have this inherent power, it's a responsibility which I have to exercise. Right? So therefore, there are two things are not comparable. I left the service 2 years earlier for the reason that I was then senior most to be the police commissioner of Retd. in 2007. I was a DGP, Bureau of Police Research and Development, and 2 years ahead of my next batch, who was available for the next post, and who also had another 2 years to go. So it was not that if I was supposed to go 2 years, he would have run out of age. He still had 4 years to go. But I found the Home Ministry, which is the bureaucrats and the politicians, combined to make sure that I denied the police commission. For reasons obviously known, because I would not have accepted any nonsense. Doesn't mean to say that you are nonsense. It would have meant very professional policing. It would have meant just policing, no falsehood about it. It would have meant a beat system. It would have meant community policing. It would have meant also full policing. That means no false encounters, no false arrests, no wrong posting. Everybody gets, according to the record, 2 years of assignment till you are proved unworthy. I don't think they wanted it at that time. That group at that time did not want this as a model of delivery. They thought that if she comes, she will evolve a model of policing which will be compared to others and say, why can't others do it? That will be a challenge to them. So they took a badla on me to say, badla is at that time the Home Secretary. When I was Lieutenant Governor's Secretary, he was the Municipal Commissioner. The Home Secretary was the Municipal Commissioner when I was LG Special Secretary. And I was evaluating his work as a Municipal Commissioner on behalf of the LG. And there were too many things going wrong with him. And that's the time when he took his revenge, when he became the Home Secretary. And now he was in a position to now post him. So he played his own role. But the wise thing I did was not to hang on to something which had expired as a utility for me. And I just decided to drop the privileges and decided to chart my own way. And nature worked so many times over for me that it was just amazing. But I do understand that the policing lost a lot of my experience which I would have given, particularly the experience I've come after a police advisor as an advisor to Prevenation. I learned 16 peacekeeping missions around the world. I made operating procedures on everything. I made policing plans for 16 countries to be revised. I had such wonderful experience on SOPs and documentation, which I would have brought to the Delhi police and made it technology savvy hugely. But then that was not going to be, I decided. But I lived my own life and created it differently. But had I hung on to the service, I would have demeaned my own self-confidence and self-esteem. So for me, what was important was service, and not the bungalows and not the cars and the driving.
Ma'am, my name is Shalini and I'm born Master Started. If you regard how reference to your teaching career and the basis you are seeing in this culture, changing from situation to situation since last 40 years in service, that how do you take future to be like for policing? What in your idea are the most important things we need to look up today so that our future 10 years ahead challenges are managed? What are the main challenges and how do we, in terms of prevention or safety, how do you agree against officers and management?
It will all depend on you individually and collectively. How individually you perform and what collectively you contribute. As a batch, as a service, as I said, things are changing for the better. But challenges are also increasing. You are going to govern a country of 1.2 billion people. 1.2 billion people with its challenges of infrastructure inadequacy. Therefore, you have only one way forward, is to deliver justice. Take no sides. Be very fair, be very firm, and the common man must trust in you. If this is the impression we gradually move towards, where the common man starts trusting in you, you are making things easier for yourself and the country. But if the distrust goes up, corruption goes up, criminality in politics goes up, which you can't now, right? It can't. The way things are, if criminality in politics will go down, because they cannot be sitting in the parliaments anymore. Past records may come, but the new one cannot. Right? So things have changed, changing for the better. I see it happening better if you perform better, if your mindset performs better. So if you individually perform, you collectively deliver. But if you individually fail, you collectively will also fail.
And second, regarding you have NGOs related to drug addicts and their whatever the next process is after being drug addicts and formed and rehabilitated to society back. As a police person, I feel like our job is mainly concerned with the prevention of the thing, but rehabilitation. How can a police department as a whole can help?
By again working with the community. There are rehab centers, there will be vocational centers. When you link them with polytechniques and rehab centers, that's how you link them. You don't run the center, you link them.
I have personally done a study in Madhya Pradesh about this. Our response is very poor. That said that police department are just having confusions or maybe arrests or afterwards the response is really bad. And when you come to the reason, it's like there is no institutionalized channel to take people from a place of prison to a place of back to society, being normal in society. So my idea is, can you give some kind of fact which can be done, some kind of thing which as police officers we can do to manage that institutional channel which we can create that.
The best way would be use the section 25 of the IPS Act. Section 25 is a drug addict also. Could be a drug addict who can be, if he's a consumer. As a consumer, the only way he can be treated effectively is a prison. If a prison has a drug abuse treatment center, best is to send him there. And his bail on release should be conditional to attendance in a police station or to a treatment center. So you need to just have this in the package. You see, it's a very loose, it's a very tardy, but to my mind, this is the only route I can give you from this existence. Use the legal route, use the prison route, and then you want to get out, get the bail conditional that he will not abuse drugs again. Put him on a watch by an NGO, let him be linked with an NGO or a polytechnic, and attendance system through a beat system. Through a beat system, the beat then continues to report whether the man is getting recovery or not. It's creating a social system of watch. That's why the beat system comes. And that's how we did, through the beat system. The beat officer should know in his beat who are the drug addicts to be released, and he continues to visit. What happens is not foolproof, but there is a system which is intertwined to law, to prison, to rehab center, and to the beat system, and to the court. See everybody into the picture. This is what can be created as superintendent. You make it the last question. Time much? Okay, last question.
Ma'am, this is regarding the conditions of the constabulary and the lower level police. Ma'am, like in Delhi, they are on the streets 24 hours. The seniors don't treat them well. Like they literally abuse them. In fact, when I was writing the UPSC exam, one of the three of the UPSC premises came to me, sir, अगर आप बन जाओ, तो at least हमारा कुछ कर लेना, because we have been treated like dogs by our senior itself. So ma'am, like the senior, do you not get the funds for their welfare or something like that, or is it not the priority of the senior officers at all to take care of their men? Because if they are not happy, then the policing can't be effective.
I agree. Do you know what the strength of the total police is? How many of you know what is the total strength of the police and what is the strength of the constabulary? Anybody? What? Anybody know it? Raise your hand. Try let's see who is closer to the figure. Yeah. 2 million. You're right. What's your sense?
17 lakhs.
Huh?
17 lakhs.
17 lakhs. Okay. Huh? 21 lakhs. Okay.
11 lakhs.
2 million, 21 lakhs, 17 lakhs. Any other? Huh? 23 lakhs. Any other? The entire total police is 1.75 million. Almost 2 million because of the vacancies. Basically 2 million, what you said is right. But it has 1 point because of the vacancy. Do you know constables number? Is one voice free? Why I'm saying because you raised the constitution. 90% of you is your mental constant and head constant. That's where your strength is. That's what your leadership will come from. Now, you are complaining against the seniors. You are already a senior for them. What you do is make sure that the mess food is right, the conditions of living are clean, at least they have light and a fan, they have drinking water, they go on leave from time to time, they are trained properly, their uniform is released adequately, take their ration money paid without, their reward money is released. When you start looking at these issues, there is a big relief. They suffer from all these areas. पानी नहीं, बिजली नहीं, पंखा नहीं, right? तनख्वाह टाइम से नहीं आई, इंक्रीमेंट नहीं निकला, प्रमोशन टाइम से नहीं आई, कई साल के 4 महीने निकल गए, इसमें प्रमोशन ही नहीं गई, बीपीसी नहीं बैठी. These are the genuine grievances. I would suggest. And I said, remember you said 9 a.m. You said 9 a.m. That's your 9 a.m. When you also talk to the constabulary and find out their living conditions, toilets are choked. They don't have a sweeper, or somebody doesn't, the toilets are not clean, mosquitoes all over. All these things, when you start walking your dog, you start identifying. Every bit of welfare will build you as a leader. And then you write to the next. Because you will have meetings with your SP, you will have a meeting with your DLG, then you can say, sir, I need the following thing. I would say, write also, speak also, and for them also. Then get them some volleyball, play, or get a net, get some volleyball, so that they could have recreation. These children, find out about the children, whether they got to school, whether they got admission, what about the wives, have they got vocational skills, training. You see, it's a change. And what it changes their life. When you look after their family, look after their food, their living conditions, their quality of life, their training, leave, they not given leave, give them leave. When you start, therefore 90% of your force, constables and constables, if you work with them, that's your 90%. And it is these 90% which they have to be trained and briefed before they're given on a duty so that it's understood. Then they, when you are made a beat, introduce them to the people so that they get a sense of identity and self-respect. It matters. So you be the leaders, what you expect the leaders to be. And one day you will be the real leader. At the moment you are a leader in between. But soon you will be the real leader, and then you will be able to do all that you wanted to do. Okay? I pray that each one of you is safe, successful, happy, and changed. And then all your life stands up for justice. And may you be fully protected. And may we be always proud of each one of you, as we and your families. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am, for the inspiring lecture. I now invite our Joint Director Basic Course, Karan sir, to kindly felicitate ma'am with the memento.
On behalf of the 65th regular batch of IPS at NCP-MPA, I deem it an honor and privilege to be given this opportunity to thank our guest, Dr. Kiran Bedi, for this afternoon. Ma'am, your learning points will be taken by us as commandments as we walk the tightrope of balancing challenges in the times ahead. Dear IPS, for most of us here, for your courage and integrity to stand up for what you believe in, and for your people-centered policing. I'd like to thank you on behalf of all present here, and I believe that our takeaway from this lecture about incorporating, internalizing, and enforcing the essential